And we are back.
For more trials, stars, and error.
Boing, boing, boing. Oop, I don't,
So I think you have to use your hippity hop.
Hippity, hoppity, jumpity, crunchity. There we go.
And then you get your thing back by hitting that.
And then across.
Yeah, and then
And
dash
then dash
up.
down. Oh, fuck me.
Ooh.
I gotta. Yeah, I think I gotta
Dash.
jump here and then dash up diagonal.
And then dash through
Yeah.
that other side too.
Yeah.
This is definitely a toughie.
It feels good. I didn't do the jump. It feels good though because I'm learning while I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So okay, I didn't do the jump again. Me, gotta learn that timing correctly. Whee! There we go.
Nice.
And across.
Jim.
And then jump across and dash up.
It's funny.
No, I gotta do quick dash.
I'm gonna talk about another YouTube channel, but
I didn't do
for
the
the
jump.
longest time, you were very into hot ones.
I love hot ones.
You do love hot ones.
Yeah.
And I finally started giving it a chance because though a couple you showed me, I was like, I kind of like this guy. He's a pretty good interviewer.
He's an incredible interviewer. I think.
He's a very good interviewer. And it's funny
Oops, I gotta
because I
diagonal.
listened to him talk about how he thinks maybe people only come for the gimmick, which I think is a bummer because as an interviewer, as I don't want to say a journalist because I know he was a journalist, but
Sean Evans.
Sean Evans.
I gotta be super low on that one.
I would almost rather have him have longer form discussions where it's just him asking questions and then you take out the spice thing. Like, I don't really care for the gimmick.
Yeah.
I think his questions are more interesting because he brings up topics other than your typical interview show where it's like, oh, what are you doing? What are you saying? Like, what's your thing? Yada, yada, yada. He usually brings up more interesting topics like, hey, here's this thing that you did that most people don't know about. Like, everyone knows Bill Burr has a comedy special. People don't know that, like, Bill Burr played field hockey when he was a kid. Now, I'm making that up because I can't remember what the question was.
Yeah.
But it's more so, I'm going to bring up more interesting topics that don't typically get discussed in these type of interviews because almost every time it's like a Conan or a Colbert or any
They
type
have
of
talking points that they have to cover.
they have to talk about. And one of the nice things that's been about YouTube and kind of the internet in general has been, hey, we can kind of talk about anything. You know, if you get on a podcast, we're going to chat for 2 hours. That's one thing I loved about the Nerdist back in the day, and I haven't really listened to it in a long time, hosted by Chris Hardwick, was it would get into those kind of conversations where, hey man, we're just having a convo, let's just talk.
Damn, that's hard.
Tell me about your life. Tell me about things that make you more human.
Podcasty,
and,
yeah.
Yeah, podcasty.
I agree 100%. Sean, because I wanted to do the Sean Evans thing and not the Chris Evans thing, because I kept calling him Chris Evans.
Chris Evans
and
is a
fucking
brilliant man.
in
Love you, Chris Evans.
in I forget what the game was, but yeah, I did it, and ooh, I fucked
I'll be
it up.
real sad when you probably die at the next movie, but
Yeah, but Sean has an incredible interview style, man. The way that he does deep dives on people.
he's also an NBA fan, which immediately is like
He's a big sports there.
Because apparently, from what I learned, he used to write for the Chicago. He used to cover the Chicago Bulls back when Derrick Rose played.
Yeah, I believe that's the case.
And he's had like Jimmy Butler and a couple of other different players.
Those are people.
Jimmy Butler's a player currently for the 76ers.
Nice.
So he'll have NBA players and some sports people.
Oh, I
come
meant to
on
do the side one.
occasionally and talk about stuff.
A lot of his guests, I think, are very sports or music based.
Yes, that seems to be the core of what he grabs.
Yeah, I actually watched somebody ask Sean Evans a question about his interviewing style. I don't know if it was like a Q&A or what specifically led to it. Can't recall, but he talked about he'll like if he's someone who wrote a book, he'll go through and no, he'll go through and like read their book or listen to their music for a week, or you know, like I don't think enough interviewers go and do that. It's not.
I don't think enough people have the time to prepare for that, but I do think if you're going to be someone that is an interviewer or a journalist, and you're going to bring someone on your show, you need to be reading or listening or know about your interviewer, because otherwise it's going to become one of those boring talking points. It's always more interesting when there's some kind of connection or you know some kind of history about the person you're talking to.
Yeah.
Like, the best usually interviews that come out of Colbert or Conan typically are guests they have all the time because they don't need to do the general talking points. They talk about like, oh, hey, my kids were over at your place 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
that
they're
was
friends
crazy.
and stuff. God, this is hard.
Like, that stuff ends up coming off as infinitely more interesting than like, oh yeah, here's a movie. I guess I'm in it. It's a thing.
It's a thing, yeah. Well, a lot of the interviews are just like press releases for those movies and stuff,
Right,
you know?
and it can end up becoming very, I mean, that's why.
It's very, clinical.
Clinical?
Yeah.
Like, for instance, Conan. The most interesting things about Conan for me are when he does his skits. And Colbert and Seth Meyers and even Trevor Noah, it's more so, well, their monologues or discussion of the current topics that are happening in the world,
Yeah.
those are more interesting than, oh, I have a guest on my couch. Because often 5 minutes isn't enough to really learn about someone or have anything really interesting be discussed. It typically is like, oh, here's a talking point, here's a kind of little anecdote, and we're out of here.
Yep.
And it's like, I would love to have Colbert have a podcast where it's like, hey, Colbert is going to sit with this interesting person and talk to them for an hour. Because Colbert seems like a very interesting, well-rounded individual. I would love for him to get into, have an interesting guest and just talk with them for a long time.
Black Moonrise.
Is that one of the crystal hearts that we need?
No, this is just hearts.
Oh, is this just the end of the level?
Yeah.
Nice.
Wait
Black
a second.
Moonrise.
We don't need the crystal hearts to get to the core. We need these hearts to get to the core. The crystal hearts are for something else. I think that was the area in the last level where we were climbing with the. Didn't we see the crystal hearts?
We did see that thing.
I've been thinking they were the crystal hearts the whole time.
I guess you're right. Maybe the B-sides.
I think the B-sides unlock the core.
Unlock the core. Well, we can go check really quick. If we go to the core, we're going to see if some of the hearts are filled up.
Yeah.
So let's go do that. Let's go check out the core and see how that's shake-a-lakin'.
265. I think that's a good amount, right?
We've done 3 B-sides so far, so we might have enough to get into the core.
I think that was their second B-side. About
Was
a
that
year
only-
later.
Oh, wait, you're right. We've only done 2.
I think we've only done 2, which I think you need 3 to get into the core. If I remember correctly,
there
there
turn
was
different colors and I would just have multiple jumps. That'd be fantastic.
Oh, okay.
Just dye my hair green, and then I have a second jump ability. Dye my hair blue, and now all of a sudden, it's on top of the green, which gives me another layer. So now I have 3 hops, like Devil May Cry style.
You know you can dye your hair right, Sam. Oh, it's 4.
I did.
Yeah, it's 4.
well,
we did do 3.
We did.
Or are these... I'm going to have to check how many B-sides we did now. Was that the third B-side or the
think that was
second?
our
I
third.
can't remember.
I think that was our... Was that
Or are they crystal hearts?
No, because the crystal things that we found are different colors. Maybe you get 1 for beating the game.
Because I think the crystal hearts are in
Well, let's
this
scroll
level.
all the way back, and then we can check.
What does it actually show?
It should show the B-side. When you look at the B-side, it should say if you have the heart or not. Okay, so we have a heart for the first one.
Okay.
We have a heart for the second,
We don't have Oshiro's.
but we have a heart from here.
Is it a crystal heart then?
I think that counts. So I think the
Oh,
crystal
so it's
hearts
either
count.
B-side or crystal heart?
Either counts, because those are the only 3 that we have.
Yeah,
So it
that
looks-
would make it the 3, huh?
I'd imagine there's going to be another gate later in that level where it expects you to have all of the hearts from the B-side and the regular side in order to activate the core because it's a epilogue, but I don't know.
I'm gonna check here real quick. No. Is it counting down? Before? I can't remember.
This counts down, yes. So as you go up...
It doesn't count up?
No, because you're going...
Yeah, it counts down. Okay,
29
cool.
meters to go.
Was there a crystal heart right at the end here? I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
Oh.
That might be something we have to look up because I'm not sure.
Because there was a crystal heart section, remember?
Yes. There was. I know what you're talking about, but that was different gems. That wasn't just crystal hearts. Because remember, I think there was different gemstones you can find.
It's right here.
Yeah.
It's right here.
Oh, we have all of them.
That's why I'm like, so what is this?
Well, I think we get one now.
No, we don't have all of them.
Oh,
We
you're
only
right,
have the
we're
2.
missing.
This is what I was thinking of.
Oh,
So we get the crystal hearts to get that final heart. That's what it is.
But these aren't even crystal hearts. These are specific, separate things.
Well, they're crystal jewels or something.
If you
like
find all the crystal jewels, I think in the
then you get that
6
last
levels,
heart. Then you can get the core.
I guess. But remember, there's multiple B-sides, so I think you can get different B-sides
Yeah.
to unlock that. Because since it's white, I think that's how it works. Because we've only got 1 crystal heart in one of the levels, haven't we? Or how do we have?
We've got
3?
2.
We have 2.
I think they just correspond with these gems.
Yeah.
I think. Let us know in the comments, guys.
I meant in terms of Crystal Hearts. I think in terms of the levels, I think we only have 1 Crystal Heart and 2 B-side hearts. So I think those combine to our 3.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah.
So I think, like we said, you can get either of those.
Try and get Oshira's then.
Yeah, let's just
B-side.
go for this. This will be easy. No problem at all.
Yeah.
It doesn't scale up in difficulty.
I've actually heard some. It doesn't scale up in difficulty. I've actually heard that some of them are people find a little easier. Oops.
And I think some of that comes down to just you've been playing the game for so long that you understand more of how the game works, and you're so accustomed to it that it's not as much of a challenge anymore. And it's still challenging, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
One game that I never really have loved difficulty-wise is Crushing Mode in Uncharted. I've never found that mode to be fun.
Isn't that the mode where it's like one hit and you're dead?
Yes. I hate those modes. Those modes to me are like, this is stupid. This isn't challenging. Hard mode, in difference, I'll always play the Uncharted games on hard mode because I feel like it's the intended difficulty level. Like, it's challenging, but it's never so challenging and like, I give up. I don't want to play this anymore. It's more like, okay, this is just hard enough that I get a good energy out of this. And it's funny because you'll look at most of my trophy things for Uncharted. That's the only thing I'm missing is just the crushing playthrough, but it's so unenjoyable. Yeah. And it's so just, this isn't fun.
So difficult, yeah.
It's not even difficult, it's like, it's just so punishing. Punishing for the sake of being punishing is not fun.
It's not, I don't know why I fucking jumped there.
Like, oh cool, I only get 1 hit, but the odds are so against me. I don't feel like this is a triumph. I feel like, okay, cool, I killed all these guys. Oh, I forgot the one guy in the corner.
It's a triumph in a certain aspect.
And that's awesome for people that love that mode, but it does come back to that kind of conversation of like difficulty in games is such a hard thing to balance because everyone has a different interpretation of what is difficult. I look at the Mega Man games and people say, oh, those games are hard. I go, no, those games control really shittily.
Shittily!
And I don't enjoy playing them. Whereas Mega Man X, yes, it's difficult. But then there are certain things like this is just unfair to the point of, well, if you're not pixel perfect, you're dead. Mega Man X4 boss, final boss, great example of that. Whereas Mega Man X1, very well balanced. Mega Man X2, very well balanced. Mega Man X3, never beat it, don't know.
Not my cup of tea.
I can't remember why. I beat through 2 and I beat through 1, and I can't remember why I didn't beat 3. I think I got bored at that time. I think it was back when I was doing a kick of playing a bunch of retro games on my own.
I meant to jump there.
I went through, what was it? I think it was on spring break or I was unemployed. Either way, I had nothing to do. And I was like, I'm gonna beat all the Zelda games. We own all of them, so why not? The only one I never finished was Zelda 2 because it was like, fuck this game.
Zelda 2 is the side-scroller one?
Side-scroller one.
I tried playing that with Mike a long time ago, but I absolutely hated it.
Zelda 1's still boss as shit. That game's great.
Yeah.
That game you can still beat that game. It's not too bad. It's a little bit of a challenge, but nothing about that is too impossible. Whereas Zelda 2, like
they made when they brought it to the Nintendo. I'm talking specifically about Legend of Zelda 1. Oh, I don't have a second jump. Second dash, sorry. Didn't they bring it to the Nintendo store and have the option or give you all the abilities right off the start or something like that?
They have like those alternate versions where like you can start Metroid with like, like you're more maxed out. Like here's the super power, like you're powered up. Like this is you in the game later on, and that's kind of cool. I don't mind those. I don't know if they did that for Zelda 2. I do have the NES thing because I did pay the $20 for the yearly thing, which I haven't used. But I was like, $20, I'll try this. Maybe someone will want to play Smash Online. And then I realized, all fighting games online tend to suck, and Smash is gonna be the worst, because it's like Marvel vs. Capcom. They almost never get it right, and when they do get it right, no one plays the game, like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Oh man, Marvel vs. Capcom, it's got decent online connection. Game, no one plays it. It's dead in the water, because Capcom shoved it out the door when it needed another 1.5 years of development.
No.
It's like, man. It's such a bummer because I loved how Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite played. It plays so well and so much fun. It just looks like ass garbage.
Ass garbage.
Looks like
hot ass garbage.
Hot ass garbage burning on a flaming piler of steam.
Like my skills right here.
And it's funny because you look at the Black Panther model and be like, that looks amazing. And then you look at Chun-Li and you go, what happened? And then you look at Dante, close your eyes. It's not fit for human consumption.
Oh my god,
It
dude.
looks so bad.
Does it? I don't know. I don't have the...
If you go back and look at Dante, he looks like a heroin addict got mixed with a poodle.
Did
And
it?
you go,
A heroin addict poodle?
a heroin addict poodle, and you're like, I don't know what happened to you, Dante, but you've seen rough times.
You've seen some shit,
Seen
homie.
some shit, man.
Oh,
I don't know
my
what
God.
happened to you between the last Devil May Cry 4 game, but it wasn't good. I know they thought they could just take your model from Marvel's Capcom 3 without the filters and thought it'd be fine, but it's like Instagram models, man. You can't trust that shit.
Can't trust it.
You gotta put those filters on all the time. You never know what's gonna happen.
Damn. I thought I was able to jump back and fast enough. Oops. Speaking of Instagram, holy crap.
Holy cats. I'm
Holy
allergic
crap.
to cats.
I haven't been on Instagram in forever, man. I used to be on there every day posting garbage.
Garbage.
Just hot garbage.
Well, now you've become what you're like, I don't care about this. I've got another thing to feed my energy into.
Yeah, I just haven't had time, I guess. I just used to post a lot more stuff. Oh, I have to save a dash there. Wow, I didn't even look at the level. I used to post a lot more more stuff all the time. And now, since I'm just spending all the time on the computer and everything, it's like, I don't really go out and find interesting stuff to post. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do like daily selfies and affirmations.
Well, my favorite thing about being an artist on Instagram is like, there's tons of artists that are super popular, and people are like, oh, why aren't you popular? Like, I don't know. But a lot of it comes down
you need
to
the internet presence too. Oh
You need the internet presence, but it is. I know a lot of artists get dejected. Like, I don't care if I have a big following on there, but it is always funny. Like, someone posts a picture of their cat, 2,000 likes. You're like, yeah, okay. I spent an hour on my art piece. Not good enough.
You're not good enough, Sam. You gotta be better. You
Yeah.
gotta be the best.
The best. And I just don't have the will to be the best. Like, I post my art because, like, yeah, I want to share what I created. Because there's enough people that seem to think my art's cool. So I'm
That
like,
was dumb.
All right. But I don't have
Fuck,
anything.
why did I do it again?
I don't care to get any. Like, I don't care if I have like 10,000 likes because it's whatever. It's funny because some of my friends that are really popular on Instagram, they're like, yeah, it doesn't translate to business at all. Like, I have 10,000 followers. I don't sell any more prints on my con than I did before. Like, it was the same before I even had an Instagram account.
Really?
Yeah. One of my friends, the art buddy, Jeffrey Chamba Cruz. Chamba, which is his nickname. If you haven't seen Jeffrey Cruz's stuff, he's the master of perspective and characters. I swear to God, I don't know how the man does it. He can do foreshortening, which is making a limb look like it's coming forward off the paper better than anyone I know.
Foreshortening.
Foreshortening.
Like,
so, like, if someone's
Explain that.
pointing directly at the camera with their finger and it's kind of obscuring some of their arm, so drawing it so that the finger is pointing directly at you without looking weird. It sounds hard, but if you guys...
I get what you're
sounds
saying.
weird.
It sounds hard, though.
It's one of the most difficult things in art with drawing. The guy, it's almost as if in his mind he has a 3D modeling system that he can just like turn a figure around, push the camera wherever he wants, and then just do it. Because I asked him one time when I met him, because he had liked my art over DeviantArt, and I just commented on it. He's like, dude, your stuff's really good. It's like, yeah, thanks, man. And he followed me back. He's like, oh, he actually legitimately likes it. Because every now and then I'll see him like one of my posts, like, yay, someone that's really good likes my stuff.
Yay! I get, what is it, what is the term I'm looking for? Like
Value.
confirmation of my skill.
Yeah, whenever I get like a really good artist to like myself, like, yay, I'm not complete shit. Wee. Which is it's not all the justification I need. Like, I don't need 10,000 likes, but the fact that I have someone that's as good as like Chamba that follows my stuff, or as good as Iron Pinky on Instagram.
I get it.
Wow.
I get it.
Like, you guys could have unfollowed me, but every now and then I'll see a like from you guys. It's just like, yeah, I'm not shit.
I get it where you're like, oh, an artist that I value values my work. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's all
it's
I
a
really
nice,
need.
yeah.
Like,
Oh,
I don't
God.
need super popularity. That's not what's important to me. Like, I post art and make art I would do it even if there wasn't the internet.
Speaking of, if you guys want to see Sam's art, do you want to tell him? No? Okay.
Nah, maybe someday, guys. But if you're a sleuth, you can find it.
It's available.
There's a video on the channel that has my
There's a bunch of links.
Instagram.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of links. So if you guys can do some detective work like Sherlock Holmes, you can find it. I'm not hiding it.
It's just
But-
you don't want it to be directly channel stuff.
I not
man.
crossbreed it. And there's some pictures of like me and where I work. I had this. So
Yeah.
here's a story. So back in the day, I worked on Sly Cooper 4, humble brag. I worked for a small studio in San Francisco that worked on the cutscenes. It was my first job out of school, and it was a dream job, and I've yet to have a job that's as cool as that. I only got to work there for about a year because small studios, a lot of turnaround.
Yeah.
But I got to work on the cutscenes, create some character designs and stuff of that nature.
I've seen them. They're on your stuff.
They're on my portfolio and they're on all this other stuff. It's my most noteworthy, only IMDb thing, other than I worked on a Will Wheaton YouTube video
Really?
back in the day. Yeah,
I don't think I even knew that.
There's a series called Written by a Kid, and it's I think it's Geek and Sundry.
Really?
They had a series called Written by a Kid, and I did some character designs for that along with my creative director at the time, who was fucking boss. Roke was pretty awesome.
Damn, I gotta jump there.
But I did some cutscenes, and I had someone that was a super fan of Sly Cooper, and they messaged me on my email, which I have accessible because clients need to know what my email is so they can hire me for shit.
You know?
It's kind of how it works.
You don't say.
And this person wasn't aggressive, but then they kind of started sending me pictures of their art, and I assumed, oh, they're pretty young, they just want to show their art, that's fine, no big deal, as long as, you know, cautious, whatever. Turned out to be someone who's like 24 and like super obsessive. And they're like, oh, I wanted to look up where you worked and to send your stuff. I'm like,
pretty sure you've mentioned that one on this.
I mentioned, I think, that on that, and I was like, oh, no, don't do, I know you're trying to just be nice, but like, that's crossing the line, and...
Can I get up there?
Like, I work in a school district, and I'm a teacher, and I can't have that kind of stuff, like, intertwined, because that's just a huge headache for me. It's like, how do you explain? It's like, I'm on the internet.
I exist as a human being.
I'm an artist. I have social media presence, so unfortunately, and they were cool about it. When I kind of told them, it's like, can't do that because, like, I'm a teacher, and I have kids, and it's my responsibility to protect those children, no matter where I'm at. Like, my number one responsibility is make sure that my kids are safe. Even if I'm just substituting at a school, like, I can't have you showing up to where I work. Like, these are my kids, and even though they're not my kids, I treat them as they are my kids. Like, I care about their well-being.
Yeah, kind of have to.
Kind of have to. It's kind of part and parcel with the teacher thing.
Yeah, that's not cool. Don't show up as people's stuff.
No.
I mean, it doesn't need to be said all the time, but it needs to be said.
It needs to be said. And as soon as I told them, it's like, I feel like you're crossing the line, and they're like, oh yeah, no, now I understand. Because unfortunately,
I don't know. I didn't know what to do
almost
there. Yeah.
But yeah, that was
that's not
one thing of notoriety.
It's not real chill, man.
But yeah, if you guys want to see more of my stuff, there are specifically at least one video that's one of our more popular videos. If you do the detective work, you'll find my work. A couple of you guys have found it and have followed me on Twitter.
Or, join the Discord. It's probably there.
Or join the Discord.
You can ask someone.
You can ask someone. There are individuals there that know it. And I'm not discouraged people from going there, but it's also one of those things.
You're setting the breadcrumbs.
I'm setting the breadcrumbs. I want you guys to put in work.
Do it.
Find it. If we become more popular to the point of like everyone knows now, I'll be like, okay. It's a
nice little fun thing.
It's a fun Easter egg.
Yeah, I've got a couple of those, but I'm not gonna post. I'm not gonna let people know about them. I've got a couple of those where people have found me before, and I'm like, oh hey,
yeah. Because I mean, we're still getting used to like having you awesome couchlings as our fan base. It's something that
it's a break in reality.
It's a little bit of a break in reality, and we love it. We love you guys. You guys are awesome. You're the whole reason why we do this stuff.
Yeah, it's just it was never my intention to have my face and stuff out there.
It's not something we considered when we were first making a YouTube channel because we didn't think anyone was gonna watch. We just assumed that.
Well, we also did it for different reasons too.
Yeah.
We did it for the reasons of like, well, let's just play a game. I did that wrong.
Let's just play a game and let's just fuck around. Let's just have fun and do what we already do anyways.
Yeah, but don't go hunting people down.
Don't go hunting people down. We don't
Whether it's good intentions or not. I heard another thing from someone too. They were like, maybe it goes without. Maybe someday. Maybe or it goes without saying, but even if you have fans, maybe don't eat anything that they give you. You know, I'm like, oh, that's It's true.
Yeah, don't
It's like,
know.
you know these people, but you don't really know these people, so maybe, like...
And we're pretty we're talkative with our fan base.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I could have a food allergy. You guys don't know.
Yeah, it's like, oh, God.
Also,
Does this have persimmons in it? I'm allergic to persimmons.
I don't like tripping, and I've never done it before, so I don't want to accidentally eat something with pot in it either.
Wee.
I'm good. My mind's a
Wee. Oh.
it's a scary place as it is. I don't need more stuff in there, making it even more frightening.
I've seen the videos of people like doing unboxings and stuff from people that give them stuff.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of the like, oh, you sent me a pile of dog shit? Thanks, that's cool. Like,
I know Giant Bomb does that because back in the day, I've been a big fan of Giant Bomb, which is a gaming website.
damn.
Does quick looks. Is basically one of the first people to do Let's Plays before Let's Plays were even a thing, which is crazy.
Really?
Yeah, they were like the biggest proponents of that back in the day.
That was a lot more simple than I thought it was.
It's what they call their quick looks, which are really long formatted, like hour-long videos. But speaking of getting long, I can talk about this subject next time.
Yes, we can. We'll see you guys later. Beep, bop, boop.
We're getting pretty far through this, but man, this is a long level, isn't it? Or is this B-side completely different?
What do you mean?
I think it is. Like, this is all custom built, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all custom built with the same aspects of the level that the B-side is attached to.
Gotcha.
Yeah, none of this is like the last thing we went through.
Okay.
Like this isn't Oshiro's normal stuff. This
I was about
level,
to say, I haven't seen Oshiro yet.